Hey comic fans, it's Jimmy the Geek Aficionado, and I am on location in Florida, just outside Orlando in Kissimmee, I believe is how it's pronounced. About to go check out Coliseum of Comics behind me and see what they got anything cool to take home. So stay tuned. Thank you for clicking play on the video. I'd like to ask you to click the thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and ring that notification bell so that you can get alerted every time we bring out great content. Thanks. Hey YouTube comic community, it's Jimmy the Geek Aficionado, and I recently got back from Florida. Went on a little trip with the family, went to go see a bunch of theme parks and hang out. One of the places that we went to was Universal Studios. Now, if you're new to my channel or you haven't been paying attention, there's three things that I love: fast cars, vintage guitars, and comics. So when they have a Fast and the Furious ride at Universal Studios, like, I gotta go check it out. It's pretty awesome. And I got this this stylish shirt from there, from Toretto's Garage. So I'm kind of a nerd, what can I tell you? But cool part about this little trip, last day that we're there, it's a kind of a chill out day. So I went to go hunt for some comics, right? That's what I'm going to do. I'm in a place that I'm not familiar with, I haven't been to very often. So I'm going to go find a comic store. So I actually was able to meet up with some friends from the community at a Coliseum of Comics in Kissimmee, Florida, and was able to be joined by Stay Puff and Steve Whiting. And we went hunting for some comics at this particular store and had a great time doing it. And I'm going to show you what I got from this haul, and I'm going to show you an A-OK that I got from Mr. Steve Whiting, because he just can't help himself. He's just such a great guy. And that's just who he is. And I think we all know that already. So, starting it off, a lot of bronze and stuff that they had in there. I got this copy of Invaders number 40 that I was missing, with Baron Blood on the cover. A nice Namor half face, looking all menacing and everything, since Namor is all hot and popular in the news these days. The last two issues of Marvel Feature Volume 2 that I needed, featuring Red Sonja from Frank Brunner. So we got issue number 6 there, and issue number 7. And these are relatively high grade. That last one was a near mint. This one's about a fine, very fine, so 7.0. But just amazing Frank Brunner, Road Sonja art, right? Early stories featuring her. This one with Conan in it. Trying to finish off my Marvel Spotlight run. This is issue number 14, featuring Damian Hellstrom, the Son of Satan. This is also another fine, very fine copy. And all these books were priced well, I gotta say. Issue number 17 of that run with Damian Hellstrom. This is a very fine copy. Nice whites, right? Still really bright. So that's helpful. And the reds are vibrant. This book I've been looking for a while. So I've got the run of Ghost Rider in Marvel Spotlight from issue number 5 forward, but I didn't have issue number 10. And this is a great looking copy of issue number 10. It's still like a 7.0. I'll take it, because this book has been hard to find. And I mean hard to find. So I don't have a problem with that. Let's see. So Marvel Spotlight did 2 volumes. I think they might have actually done 3, but the 2 ones that I like, that I was looking for. This is issue number 7, featuring one of the last Star-Lord issues that I need. All right, another VF Plus on this guy. So, great addition there. This is a cool one. All-Star Comics number 65, featuring the return of Vandal Savage. So Vandal Savage wasn't around much in the bronze, right? He wasn't around at all, really, in the silver. I mean, there was one issue of, I want to say it's Brave and the Boulder Showcase that he shows up. But then, this is him showing up in the bronze. He wasn't around a whole lot, but still a great villain. This was the last issue of Thor that I needed for 126 through 200. This is issue number 192. This is about a 5.0 VG Fine. The Day of the Demolisher. So, great book there. And yeah, still 15 cents, by the way. Just so you know, right? It's not getting any more expensive than that, I don't think. All right. So, if you are paying attention to trends lately, you'll notice that since the debut of the Zack Snyder's Justice League movie, there's been a lot of increased attention to the Jack Kirby Fourth World. And I was able to get the last 2 books that I needed for my Forever People run. Actually, I think there's one more I need that I got recently. This is issue number 8 in a VF minus. And this is just, Telltale Jack Kirby art, just fantastic. I'm just really trying to get the Jack Kirby copies of this. But Forever People, I think, ended. Mr. Miracle and New Gods continued on after Kirby left in a little bit of a hiatus. And this is issue number 5. Also, this is a VF minus copy. And it's just, the blacks look great. They really do. But it's got a couple other little issues with it. But not a big deal. I'm not going to slab these. These are just for my reading. And for my collection, but I love Jack Kirby, and this is a great Jack Kirby masterpiece. So they did have some stuff up on the wall, and that stuff that was on the wall was decently priced. There was some stuff that was more expensive than I would have gone for, so I didn't get it. But this fits in nicely into the collection. This is Strange Tales number 117. Nice yellow cover. It's about a 4.5. So this is Doctor Strange and the Human Torch, and it's the first appearance. No, it's the return of the Eel. But yeah, Steve Whiting and I were like, well, if you don't get it, I'm going to get it. So yeah, I wound up getting it. And then the last book that I got off the wall was a book that I already had, but as it turns out, it was a Pence edition. So I'm like, all right, then let me get the U.S. edition. I'll have the Pence as a token or something like that. But Strange Tales number 121 and a 5.0 featuring, again, the Human Torch and Doctor Strange. Yeah, like I said, the copy that I had before is a Pence edition that I had gotten, I want to say it was early this year. But yeah, I like it. And that's it for the Silver Age. Now, I was diving in some of the boxes that they had underneath that had magazines. And found this. It needs some work. The staples have a little bit of rust on them, so I'll probably get a replacement copy later on. But for $9, this is Savage Sword of Conan number 78. This is the origin of Red Sonja. So you Red Sonja fans out there, take notice of this guy. Magazine size, Savage Sword of Conan, first origin of Red Sonja. Or at least, I wouldn't say full origin of Red Sonja. But, not to mention just an awesome Yeti cover there. It's the artist, Norm. So, yeah, I like that one. I've been looking for that guy. Trying to finish off my Red Sonja stuff. I still have a Cullen the Barbarians comic that I need to find. All right. So we're looking at the wall. We're checking things out, right? Stay Puft is looking at some of these icon books that they had and some other things. And I noticed just kind of like against the cash wrap stand, just kind of low and away, not really anybody paying attention to it, is this Marvel graphic novel by Jim Starlin. It's Daredevil and the Black Widow with this just epic Joe Chiodo cover. Now, I love this Joe Chiodo version of Black Widow, and I got the Web of Black Widow #1 variant that he did off of one of the community members sometime last year during an auction, and I'm dying to have that thing slabbed. I got to send it in eventually, but it hasn't been a priority. But this is a fantastic copy of that book. Like I said, art and story by Jim Starlin, cover by Joe Chiodo, who's just one of the masters. This is Daredevil, Black Widow, Abattoir. So that's it for my haul. I was going through my stuff, and I'm like, like looking at, how much money I'm spending, and I'm like, all right, you know what, I'm going to throw these back. And Steve goes, hey, what are you tossing back? And I'm like, oh, just these, these Star Wars books that, I was just kind of picking up for spec. And he's like, oh, yeah, well, let me get those for you. And I was like, man, you don't have to do that. But it's Steve Whiting, right? So he's not going to take no for an answer. And the more you argue with him, he's just going to get upset. And I don't want to do that, right? Because he's a great guy. So he gets me some Star Wars Legacy books. Now, I've gotten these just because I dug the covers, and a couple of them are apparently keys. But so this is issue number 29. This is the least popular of the group, but it's got some spec on it. So, I was just checking it out for that. Not a big price tag. This one did. And this is, so in the early part of that run, Adam Hughes did the covers. And this is one of those Adam Hughes covers. So this is issue number 5, Star Wars Legacy. Very cool. And this is issue number 6, Knights of the Empire. And this is the best one, though. They had a copy of issue number 0. Now, it says that there's a small stain on front cover, so I'll have to track that down. But likely, I'll wind up, cutting these loose, because, that was what we talked about. It was like we were getting these, I was going to get these for spec, and he's like, hey, you make some money off of it? That's my gift to you, and I appreciate that, Steve, very much, sir. It was great hanging out with you guys. I'm going to show some pictures here of the inside of Coliseum of Comics and us hanging out. And we have a cameo by Hialeah Comic Bro, Lucha Libre. So be on the lookout for that guy in there, especially if you haven't seen it on my Instagram page. That's all I got time for. Thank you very much for watching. Click and play on the video. Make sure you click the thumbs up, subscribe button, and ring the notification bell. And we'll catch you soon. Thanks.